Hello and welcome to Octavator Plays. Okay, so let me quickly talk about the two interfaces I use. The first interface is the Line 6 UX1. It is a plastic built interface that I think if I dropped on the ground probably would break or damage. But saying that, I recorded my whole album using this on the guitars and the bass. And it did me great justice, in my eyes. It uses a mic input and it uses a guitar line input. There's also your phones, and then you have your line ins for, let's say, keyboards and stuff like that. I don't use any of that, but I think there is a way you can turn that into more guitar inputs. I'm not sure about that, but I think I saw it somewhere. Don't take that on my word. You might bust your interface. There are stereo ins and analog outs. I've had this for, I would say, over a year, I think. And this was given to me by my partner. And I am ever grateful that she did. Along with this, I do use the Pod Farm 2, I think. You can get Pod Farm free. It gives you a small amount of cabinets and heads and effects and stuff like that. But when you have a Line 6 product, you can unlock a hell of a lot more. And I think that, if you buy a few more products or more expensive products, you unlock more, I think. But with this, it gave me a wide enough supply that I was able to get great tones from my guitar. And the amp sims on it are fairly decent in my eyes. I think... you're always going to have your problems with amp sims, but Line 6 Pod Farm is one of the better ones and more successful ones. The only problem with this interface is the fact there is no phantom power, so unfortunately you can't use condenser mics, and it is just a bit of a shit situation. But for recording guitars and bass, I've never had a trouble for it, so this does get a plus for me. Okay, on to the Focusrite Scarlett Solo. This was just under €100. And what can I say? Focusrite have nailed what they do on the head. The Scarlett Solo is an interface built in a metal casing that I think if I chucked against the wall it would still work. It gives you two inputs. One is a mic and the other is a line. Now, unlike the UX1, this you can't use both channels at the one time. It's called a solo because it uses one channel. That's just a bit unfortunate. So unfortunate you can't record, let's say, the back of your guitar cabinet and the front, or maybe two speakers and blend them. That's just a bit unfortunate, but there is different workarounds, One of the great things that you get with this interface is a direct monitor on or off. Now, in all fairness, with this interface, I haven't noticed a huge amount of latency. I can turn off the direct monitor and I wouldn't know the difference. It doesn't put me out of time if I'm playing guitar. It doesn't put me off if I'm singing through, okay? But now, the direct on, let's say if you do have latency problems, instead of sending your signal to the computer back to you through the interface, this just sends the signal recorded from the interface directly to your headphones, so it's going to be direct. And it is really handy that if you do have latency trouble, it won't put you off. One of the best things about this interface is normally I think interfaces record, most interfaces under €100 record at maybe 16-bit, but this records at a 32-bit. Don't quote me on that. But I'm pretty sure it does, and that's a high quality. It's good quality, and you're always going to get a good crystal quality recording when you use it. I do highly recommend any of Focusrite's interfaces. I think notoriously they are fantastic buys. So tune in next week to hear about this. Another budget buy, a Behringer DI interface for either capturing direct instrument signal or to put between your amp head and the cab that will be captured, again, sent to your computer. It will give either a flat recording or a filtered recording. So as usual, like, subscribe or comment, and tune in next week.